I'll be really honest with you all. I have never been much of a football fan, even before leaving the United States. Like, I had a football team that I followed, but mainly because in my family, everyone was born in a different state. So it's kind of like a thing that we all rep a football team from where we were born from. So for me, born in Louisiana, it was the Saints. But since I left the United States, I honestly have not kept up with football at all. I definitely have not been tuned in for the Super Bowl. But this year's Super Bowl was a little bit different. I still don't watch the game, but I did watch the halftime show, and it was definitely well worth me taking the time to do so. I thought Bad Bunny did an excellent job. I was just very impressed with the performance. Not that I don't think I expected anything less. Like I've definitely been a Bad Bunny fan, and a good portion of the songs I was surprised. A lot of the songs that he did I knew, so that was nice. But yeah, it was a really good performance. I definitely enjoyed it, and not only because it was good entertainment and well executed, but just all of the thought and intention that was really put into the performance. You can tell it was very thought through. Everything was really done with intentional. Or done with intentional. Everything was really done with intention. And I felt like I learned so much from just watching that performance. And that honestly is what art is all about. Like, it's supposed to open up our minds, get us questioning and talking about different things. And that's exactly what that show did. Um, I mean, it was already causing talk and controversy before it actually happened, just given the division that's in the United States and the fact that Bad Bunny speaks Spanish and that whole ordeal. But I think the performance itself also opened up the door to talk about a lot of cultural and historical things that happen in Puerto Rico, um, things that I didn't even wasn't even aware of before the performance, such as the symbolism with like the blackouts and showing how they've overcome just years of having to deal with um, these consistent blackouts that they shouldn't be having to deal with, and the sugar canes representing like the colonial um, takeover that America, doing its American thing, or I should say the United States doing its thing as they do and just taking over places. And yeah, it was an eye-opening thing for sure, even down to the flag. Like I think I was well aware that there were two flags, but not really understanding the significance between the flag that is the lighter shade of blue, that has the lighter shade of blue, versus the one that looks more like the American flag. So all these little things were brought to light just from watching his performance. And so I think it was so good because of that. And as I was watching, I also scrolled through the comments because I watched the replay on YouTube. And I saw some people mentioning that they would prefer to live in Bad Bunny's America, right? Bad Bunny's America, the United States. And yeah, that really got me thinking. The question came to my mind of like, if the United States really did reflect what this performance showed, like if it was really like Bad Bunny's America, would I still have moved abroad? And so I sat with that question for a little bit. And the answer that I came to, honestly, was I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence, because I do think that beyond the issues that are happening in the States right now and the difficulties that come with trying to just be financially stable, let alone get ahead, um, when it comes to living in the States, did contribute to my decision to moving abroad. But on the other hand, I do think my love for travel is a big reason why I live abroad, why I live as a digital nomad, why I've been doing this for so many years. I really do enjoy, experiencing new cultures, seeing new places, living in new places. So I think if America was more like Bad Bunny's America, or if the United States, I need to correct myself with this because I think one of the most impactful parts of his performance was when he said, God bless America, and then listed all the countries, North and South America. That was that was a big deal because I've heard more than once just the annoyance that comes when people say America and only reference like the United States when in fact there's Canada and then there's like all of Latin and South America as well, or all of Latin America, Central and South America as well. Um, but yes, if the United States looked like the Bad Bunny's version of the country where people were more concerned about loving one another than looking for ways to divide and be disconnected, where people could be expressive of their cultures and their beliefs and it be something that is not just tolerated but can be accepted, where we could all coexist and represent who we are, who God created us to be, and it not be an annoyance to someone else or even worse, a life or death situation. If things were more just and fair, right? Like, because if things were really equal in the United States, there wouldn't be so much decision making around who has access to fresh foods and certain healthcare and certain levels of education, right? Like these things would be more balanced. I feel like we would imagining this version of America, I could go outside and hear kids playing outside. Like that is, and I know this may not be everywhere in America, but that was a big culture shock for me going back to the States over the holidays. And I would go for walks. And even though it was cold outside, I'm not gonna hold you, it was cold outside. But like you don't really see or hear kids like outside playing. It's a lot of fear around things in the States. It's a lot of fear when it comes to interacting with people, even your own neighbors, because there's so much division and because there's so many walls that have been built up that people don't really get a chance to connect with one another just on a human level. And I think the result of that is fear. It's being scared of one another. It's you just don't know. You gotta always like watch your back because you never know what this person can do. Um, so yeah, it would be the complete opposite of that. Like Bad Bunny's United States would look nothing like what the United States look like right now. And I could see myself living there. That sounds like a nice place to live. I'm not gonna hold you. Um, but I don't know if I still wouldn't have moved abroad. I think for me, it would be me living abroad part time or like traveling for majority of the time and then living in the States another part of the time, because I think even places that I've been to that I love, like I think about Colombia or just like my time in Vietnam, places that I know I would return to, like Turkey. I could see myself going back to Istanbul for sure. Not just Istanbul, but like the country of Turkey, because there's lots of other places that I want to explore there. But like the keyword being explore. Like I would go for a time and then there's other places I gotta see. There's a lot of world to see. So I think for me, the answer would still be yes ish, maybe. I might have a home in Bad Bunny's United States. But I do think a part of me would still want to travel. The love for travel and wanderlust is always still there. Um, but I thought that was an interesting question that I wanted to share with you all and even turn back to you all. Do you think if America looked different, if it looked like pro love and just a place where you didn't have to always worry about your safety and was affordable to just live as a normal everyday person, would you still live in America? Or would you want to move abroad? Would you want to live abroad? I think that's a really important question to ask, because it's not all about a country's negatives, right? Because we know that there are cons everywhere. No country is perfect. And it really does kind of highlight what your motivations are for making a move abroad. So yes, I yeah, that was my little ramble for today. I also want to hear you guys' thoughts. If you watched the Bad Bunny performance, what did you think? Did you learn anything new from it? I know I did. I had a lot of takeaways. And did you enjoy it? I thought it was really good personally. So yeah, if you are looking to make your move abroad and wanting to figure out some income streams that work for your specific set of skills, I highly recommend checking out my guide. You can find it down in the description box below. There's a link to the Beyond the 9 to 5 guide, a starter guide to move abroad. And yeah, share this video with a friend. It could be a little conversation starter to talk about the halftime performance. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.